What's up guys, I'm back on a review here. This time we have this 89 rated World Cup icon Del Piero. Now if you get the inside joke, obviously he's got Del Piero's facing game for some reason. I don't know why they messed up so many of the icons. But with that being said, on stats set for Crespo, he's 6 foot tall, got the medium low work rates, he's right footed with the 4-star skills and the addition to the 5-star weak foot on this card. Now in the 16 match I played I got 19 goals and 7 assists, which is a very good return considering I had a lot of players to bounce between. So I decided to go with the Hawk chemistry style, and he can also play the striker and the centre forward role. So he's not got any variety in the sense, he can only really play the up front role. But with that being said, he's still decent for that. So on stats sensors, the 87 pace, the 89 shooting, the 71 passing, the 88 dribbling, and the 71 physical. So on paper, looks like quite a nice striker. Obviously in game I played him on striker along with, I think it was Gakpo and also that Di Maria card. So we had a little bit of variety to bounce between. If you do enjoy the clips or want to see more, please do subscribe. It generally does help the channel out a lot. And I'll see you after the positives and negatives. Peace. So on to my other thoughts about the card then. Now first of all, I'm kicking off straight away with the 4-star skills, 5-star weak foot. Now this is a noticeable upgrade on his 5-star weak foot on his normal card, because I've used both of his other cards and generally the weak foot on that is good, but it's not amazing. Now this is actually really good. Both feet is very consistent on, which is obviously one of his best attributes. His shooting is very good, and the 5-star weak foot just adds a nice little upgrade to it. Now the 4-star skills, in my opinion, are a minimum necessity on a card. Just allows you to get out of these sticky situations you realise. Now unless they have like really high agility, the 3-star skills is like, I would say, unusable in my opinion. So, next to me is the pace. Now, this is where I feel like you could possibly use the Hunter over the Hawk chemistry style, because he isn't really the fastest, but he has got the air ability on this card, so this is why I feel like you should use the Hawk necessarily, because he is going to be more of like a target man and stuff like that. But with that being said, he's not slow, but he will get caught, as you see in some of the clips, with the faster centre backs, unfortunately. Now, next to me is the shooting, as I talked about, very, very good. That finishing is exceptional, along with that composure. Generally speaking, he wouldn't miss many chances, and if he did, it probably would have been to human error most of the time. Now, the attack position, he was always in the right time, placed at the right time, especially those medium-low workers. He'd always be sitting on the last man, especially if you have him on getting behind, he would always be running through. Now, the passing for me, shockingly bad, really bad overall. Generally, he's not going to be the passer at all. He's going to be the main striker, the goal scorer, one of the head ball down to other players like that, because that passing is one of the worst I've seen in the card. Now, this is where I feel like that my issue lies with this card. He's not really the most agile card. This is why you maybe could stick an engine on him instead. Just boost that agility, passing, and pace up a little bit more. The ones that I feel like matter more, because the shooting, generally speaking, is actually a very good base. But as I said, the agility is a little bit stiff, same with the dribbling. He won't twist and turn like the smaller cards, and even like the Mbappe's and the Wirens. He just doesn't really feel like that kind of card. Now, next to me is going to be the ball control. Now, as I've already talked about, he's 6 foot tall, so he's not going to have the close control like the smaller players are, because obviously they have better touches. But early in game, but obviously he might have the 1 or 2 that's quite bad. Now, this is where I feel like this card comes into his own. So the head axis and jumping are really, really good in this card, and especially since he has a powered header trait, they're very, very good overall, and just adds a very nice attribute to the card. Now, unfortunately for me, the stamina is a little bit low at 76, but he has got the medium-low work, so if you have the right instructions on him, it will generally get him behind, and the stamina won't really matter. But if you get around the 80th minute, it might die off at times. Now, the strength for me is actually not too bad in this card, but considering he's got the not that great balance and also got the quite low aggression, he's not going to be the strongest of cards, but with that being said, he might be able to outstrength the fullbacks and stuff like that. So, on to my overall scores about the card then. So, now, first for me is the pace. Now, overall for the pace, I'm going to give it 8 out of 10. Reason being, I don't really think he's as fast like the Dean Weird card and stuff like that, and I have given him more like a 9 out of 10. So, generally speaking, I'm trying to base it on that, and I don't really think he's anywhere near to that pace. Now, overall for the shooting, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I can't give it any higher, purely because I feel like he needs more long shots, a little bit more shot power and stuff like that, to grant more like the 9.5, 10 out of 10. Now, passing for me, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I'm going to give it 3 out of 10. Nothing more than that. He got a few assists for me, but they were very, very simple passes. Now, the dribbling, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Purely because he's not the most agile card. He's 6 foot tall. He's got a little bit low agility, in my opinion, a little bit lower of a dribbling stat. So overall for this, I just feel like it could be a little bit better overall. So generally, I think that's a fair score. Now, this one's a little bit hard for me to rank. So it's the physical. So he's got the high jumping head nasty, and he's also got the power header trait go with it. But the most important one is the stamina. So overall for this, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I don't give any higher than that, purely because I just feel like that stamina is too detrimental to give any higher. Now, overall score for me then, I'm going to give him a 8.2 out of 10. I don't really think he's amazing of cards, and I feel like he could definitely get better for money. So overall value for us, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. I just feel like, even that Lautaro Martinez card, I feel like it's a little bit better than this overall. They're very, very similar cards, don't get me wrong, but I just feel like this card lacks in a few attributes, and maybe other cards that are cheaper that aren't icons would probably make up in. But that's all for my view. As always, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do subscribe. It generally does help the channel out a lot. But I've got nothing more to say, so I'll see you next video, and peace out, guys.